Hey, Facebook. Look at all these stupid filters. Greetings. I'm in a undisclosed tropical location, and I've been working out for, oh my god, doing like an hour and a bit of cardio. I had the pleasure of reading episode 501 of Arrow yesterday, and then having a nice chat with James Bamford, who is directing episode 501 and episode 502 of Arrow. We're doing something that we've never done before. It's called a crossboard. Whatever. Anyway, suffice to say that episode 501 of Arrow has an opportunity for us to quite literally have the most vicious, violent wonder shot, which is where there is no cut in the history of network television. I insisted that it's going to be me, no stunt double, and he says, fine, then you got to do it shirtless. I have been enjoying and really enjoying the first extended break from physical activity that I've had since February of 2012. I've been in some way, shape, or form keeping in shape for the show. So I took some time off, basically from when we wrapped at the end of April until now. And that fight scene, that shot, is 21 days from now. I lost, ironically, and this is something that I bring up and people are like, that's horrific. I lost something in the area of like 20 pounds of muscle. It just went away because it's not the natural state of my body. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I got 21 days, and if episode 501 is any indication, we're actually back shooting on July 5th. So this will be like July 13th or thereabouts. If episode 501 is any indication, Arrow's gonna be fucking mean this year, part of my language. And that's really exciting. I think that I might actually answer some questions because I've already done my running and treadmills are boring. Questions. You know, I'm getting a lot of support that like Alyssa Kruger says, I have no doubt that you will get back into good shape. I'm not in bad shape. I just haven't done anything. Paris wants to be my workout partner. If you can find me, then we can work out together. Carmegan Terence says, lean and mean. Maybe I want to go lean and mean. New Arrow suit this year, by the way, or a slightly modified version. Also, I saw the title for episode 301 of The Flashpoint. That's sick. That's really cool. Jamie Hernandez says, do any of the people from Legends of Tomorrow appear in episode 501? No comment. Although we do get to see someone that we haven't seen in 2 full seasons. So there's that. Leslie DeSantis says, should I go to the Knocking Point in New Jersey? Yeah. We're throwing another party. I don't know if it'll have the same feel and the same spirit as the party that we threw last time during Snowmageddon, but we will do our very best. We will do our very best. Montana Burfoot says, what about Elicity? What about it? Sarah Jefferson asks, is Flash going to affect Arrow? Don't know. Certainly could. Donald Ochapinti says, will there be a crossover with you and Supergirl towards the beginning of the season? Well, I think that there's a crossover event, but I don't know which people are going to be in play. Sarah Rodriguez says, any updates on the new movie? That would be Code 8. That's in a bit of a state of fluctuation because even though we're talking about something that is basically a year from now, my hiatus plans between season 5 and a possible season 6 of Arrow are fully up in the air. Of course, we would have to do a season 6 of Arrow for me to even technically have a hiatus, but all of those different things, whether or not I'm doing another movie that I'm already contracted for, affects Code 8. So when we have more of those answers, then I will be able to tell you more about Code 8. Are you aware of how many seasons they're planning for Arrow? That was Brandon. Nope. I know that originally there was a 5-year plan, but that relates purely to the flashbacks. I'm under contract for a couple more years. Ryan Gilly says, any plans on returning to WWE? No plans as of right now. That being said, Cody, I never really talked about myself and Cody Rhodes, who played Stardust in WWE. He and I have become really good friends, and he's going to be appearing at a couple of different Heroes and Villains starting in New Jersey. We're going to do a panel together, and I really hope that we get a chance to talk about my experience with WWE, because it's something that I haven't really talked about publicly other than what you saw in the ring. Andrea Ferrone says evil Arrow in next season. Doesn't say evil. It's a little meaner. Chad Zirkle says my 4-year-old thinks Arrow is the best superhero. Well, Chad, I'm looking for your support, but I'm glad that I have some support from youngsters. Jen Downer Schlock says, are you going to be checking out the Tragically Hip in their farewell tour? No, I've never really been a big fan or non-fan of the Tragically Hip. I had a couple of buddies in high school that were really big fans, and obviously it's incredibly sad what's going on with Gord Downey, and my thoughts and best wishes go out to both the band and to him and to his family, and I think it's very cool that they're doing a farewell tour. If they find their way through Vancouver and I have an opportunity to go, I certainly would. Oh, Johannes Page says, are you going to come back to Australia? I would love to come back to Australia. I had a really good time there, but I didn't really get to experience much because I was literally there for 3 days, and every night around 6:30, and I'd have to work during the day. Every night around 6:30, just I'd hit the wall. I was so exhausted. So I hope that I get to go back to Australia. I'd love to do a convention in Australia. I'll tell you, the fans that we met there were super cool, but it's all about, with Arrow, if I were to go, I'd probably go over my Christmas break. But boy, oh boy, that's a long way to go. One of these days. Geez, 7.5K comments so far. Wow. Ramona says, are you got any new campaigns coming? I do. I've been thinking about it. Both the Sincerely campaign and the Fuck Cancer campaign were obviously very successful. I've been thinking about when that's going to be again, and that's something that will probably happen during the season when I get time in my trailer and I get thinking about things because I learn my lines so fast, and I should do this more often. In which country, Jesse Voss says, would you like to shoot an episode of Arrow? LA, meaning the United States of America as a country, not a city, just because that's my home. And yeah. Jim Vang says, is Black Canary coming back? The idea of Black Canary and what it means and what it embodies in Star City is something that we are going to examine this year. Got a big hello from Italy. Helena Tosolo says, if you read so fast, do you read books? Anything lately? I'm going to read Chuck Klosterman's new book soon. I'll tell you, ever since I booked Arrow, and I find this, my brain is always so full of the episode that we're shooting, what's coming up, what's happening within the framework of the show, that I find that there's not a ton of room in my brain for other books. I do, however, watch a lot of television and I watch a lot of movies because there are certain actors and directors and writers and cinematographers that I greatly admire, and that is my craft. But no, I have not read a ton of books lately, and I used to be a voracious reader, and I used to always like to learn new words, and I read relatively fast, not as fast as my sister, but relatively fast. Angela Ellis says, have you and Robbie signed any postcards yet? That is something that we are planning, I'd say, in the next couple of weeks, possibly about a month. I have been traveling, he has been traveling. We're gonna get in one spot, and we're gonna bang it out. But Jane Edwards McClellan says, do you read to Maddie? Of course. I'm not taking my shirt off, Callan. Maybe in like 15 days. Maybe in like 15 days. Also, you know what's going to be making an appearance on Arrow this year? My salt and pepper hair. Shaved my head at the end of the season. Inexplicably grew back gray. I kind of like it, actually. Andrea Ferrone says directing with a question mark. I'm very interested in directing, but not Arrow. I'll never say never though, because whenever I say never, that's stupid. Betsy Bittner Prunty says Orlando. I mean, I try not to comment on tragic events, both as sort of a policy and once because of a bad experience where people were emotional and I wrote something and it just did not go well, and then I doubled down and it didn't, then it got worse. So, but we are very excited to bring Heroes and Villains to Orlando to benefit oneorlando.org, which is a charity that is supporting the victims, the survivors, their families. And I'm sure that we will be announcing many more guests in the coming weeks. But right now we got a lot of Walking Dead folks and folks from The Flash, Mr. Diggle, myself, and we really hope that it's an amazing event. One day only, September 17th. Gonna pull out all the stops, try to make it really special. Oh yeah, Artemis Bamlo. We're gonna have Artemis this year. You can Google that. That doesn't make any sense. Let's take a couple more questions here. Jared Straight says, how often do you do cardio? 21 times over the next 21 days. One question that just went by, I missed the name, says one word to describe episode 501. Legacy. Alex Paso says, what's your martial arts background? 0. Nikki Betteridge Person is having a birthday on September 17th. We'll try to come to the show. Also, for that show in Orlando, any active duty personnel, any retired military, any first responders to the event, law enforcement or otherwise, get in free, which I think is pretty cool. Claire says, can you do a sprint before you get off live chat? No, that looked bad. I'd break my phone or something. Danielle Skilla says, my fiance is next to me. Say hi to Caitlin Davis. She will love me forever. You're welcome. We'll go to the 15-minute mark here. Ashley Beloya says, hi from Barrie, Ontario. My good buddy Keegan is from Barrie, Ontario. Heather Sharp says, do you have any of your workouts and videos your followers may follow? When I'm back in Vancouver and I'm back doing those superhero workouts with Thomas Taylor, we'll post some stuff, but right now I'm not even running. I'm just walking. This is whatever a superhero workout is, what I'm doing today is basically the opposite. Can I say an Arrow quote real quick from Dennis Smith? No, I can't think of one actually. Aaron Wolf says, did you have a good Father's Day? I did. You know, Father's Day, and obviously I call my mom and my dad and stuff like that, but I don't know. Those are little hallmarky holidays to me. Birthdays I like, Christmas I love, Thanksgiving, both Canadian and American, are very important to me. Father's Day, not so much. Okay. So, thank you everyone. This was lovely. A lot of people have watched, a lot of people liked, a lot of people commented. We'll be more active on social media in the coming weeks. We're getting ready for the show. Also, I'm glad that I put what I have to do in 21 days out in the universe, because now I will get there purely based on fear. Thank you, Facebook. I love you. I will talk to you guys again soon. The people in the gym are ready for me to be done.